Warning, what you are about to hear are the thoughts of four ordinary dudes with no agenda and absolutely no filter. Please, do not attempt any of this at home, and try not to get butthurt. Welcome to the Dude to Dude podcast. How big is the one that you have?
10 inches. Oh my god. It's huge, bro, and it's thick.
What?
It's in my sub bag.
Oh my
It's
god,
not
yeah,
my
no,
John bag.
that was no.
Wait, you have a John bag? How big is the one in the John bag?
Babe.
It's just a tip.
Just get the shovel now.
You wanted her to come, bro. You started this.
No, I think it started because she wanted him to come. That's it, John. I'm not going to bust your balls about it too much.
I've hit you with like 4 in the past month. It might be time for me to lay off.
That's what he said.
Hey, man, you can't be mad at me. I have dropped significantly back at the cracks at you.
Yep.
You gotta crack some cracks
What are you gonna do with that?
John.
There's nothing equal to I got
You gonna choke
fucking
somebody out?
pegged by my wife.
He's never been pegged, so.
Right.
That we know of.
Wait, you had a dildo in your butt though.
No, he hasn't.
That doesn't mean I'm getting pegged for one. For two,
What would you call it?
Isn't that what it is, though? When you get
trying something
No,
new.
pegging is specifically when they have a strap on and they're full force thrusting into
Yeah.
you. That's pegging.
Yeah.
I would say any dildo penetration into a man's butthole from
No,
a
that's
woman.
anal play. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah. Yep. And he didn't like it.
You know, I can see the sense in that because, like, if they
Thank
they're
you.
going down on you, they slip a thumb. That's not being pegged.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Bill.
Bill.
Nah, that's just a thumbs up for a job well done.
That's a little bit of whoop de doo.
Don't touch my butthole.
Look, ain't nobody want to touch your ground beef patty down there. Okay?
Don't touch my butthole, bro. Like,
Oh.
no, I'm good. Stay out of there. Welcome to the Dude to Dude podcast.
You're gonna hear some fucked up shit. Don't get butthurt.
I'm Bill.
Are we recording?
Yeah, I didn't know we were recording.
Yeah, we're
already.
recording. I didn't know we were,
okay,
I
well.
didn't know we were gonna start it though.
Fucking
Bill's
man.
throwing us all into the fucking fire real quick.
Do not edit this one. This is too good.
Don't look at me.
Hey, dudes, it's Jimmy. AKA Chimex Chim.
What's up, guys? It's Maddie.
What's up? It's John.
And like I said, I'm Bill.
Welcome to the episode of the Butthole Bandits.
I'm fucking done.
Not even where we were going with that.
Two
today,
trailer park
but-
girls going around the outside.
Then one pops a
Wait,
finger.
hold
in.
on. That's the first time you've used the moniker Chimex Chim on the show.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, see, I'm
Got-
I'm still like I gotta say Chimex Chim, but it's really Chim Chim. But like, I gotta
Just
say
call
the
it
Chimex
Chim Chim. Call it Chim Chim.
Yeah, I think if you just call it
Call it Chim Chim. Get it fucking patented and copyrighted, something,
Yeah.
whatever. You'll be good.
Still feel like
there's a Korean pop singer with the fucking Chim Chim as a moniker. So like my
then you might want to go Chimex Chim.
my rights of being able to have Chim Chim
Chimney
as like a
Cricket.
copyrighted thing is probably long gone.
Jump on that shit. You better jump on it. You better find out.
I don't know. I'm digging the hat, the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got merch all over. I got other hats. I got.
I got one of the mugs upstairs.
I know. You're so far the only person that has bought merch still.
Oh, cheers to me.
But I did get my first payout from Facebook, so you know.
Nice, good for you. Speaking of mugs,
Whole
real-
50 cents.
$9.
$9.
Alright, cool.
Nice.
oh, $9 me call. What about?
Just I want to give a shout out. My wife and I, we went to this campsite called Sturgelandia. She gave us a mug. That's what made me think of it. But place is dope, dude. You go there, you're in the complete middle of nowhere. It's Amish country, so the only thing you really hear and see are Amish carts going by, and they got these like dope ass A-frame tent lean-to things. No heat, no electricity, just a couple solar lights. Like
Roughing
nights,
it.
Yeah, 3 nights out in the middle of nowhere. It was dope. But at the same time, you're super comfortable. You're in a regular bed. You feel like you got actual protection above you. It was cool.
It's a little
man.
more than a tent.
Yeah, it was like glamping, you know what I mean? But it was a great first step for the wife to get her into like camping, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because she's never really done it. But the lady who runs the place was dope. Like super nice. Sat down, talked with us, made us breakfast in the morning,
That's
coffee.
cool.
Yeah, she was just super nice. Everything was all local food, local coffee. Just I don't know. It was one of those like hippie spots that you
Wait,
really
somebody
fall
was
in.
able to grow coffee in New York?
No, Finger Lakes coffee. I don't think the coffee is grown, but it's processed and stuff here.
Okay. I was about to
that's
say,
cool.
like, for science, we need to find out who that is. Like,
No, but I mean the food itself was grown locally. They were local sweet potatoes, local apples, that kind of shit. It was just really cool, man. And it wasn't like overly hippie, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it had a nice chill hippie vibe to it. I dug it.
So all I'm hearing is a dude to dude fucking planned vacation this year.
Oh, I'd be down. That would be so cool. They have like actual like canvas tents set up too, so you could do like camping if you wanted to. They have like open fields and fire pits, or you can do. They have multiple A-frames, a bunch of woods to hike. Took my dog off leash the whole time. Phenomenal. I don't know, Sturgelandia. I was very impressed with you guys. Thank you for having us out for real. But yeah, I would totally be down to do it with you guys.
Yeah, I saw your pictures. I'm convinced. My arm was thoroughly twisted.
Yep. And you all get your own tent. I don't have to listen to you snore, Maddie. I'm in.
I mean,
Logs.
if it's A-frames, you don't have to listen to them. If it's tents, you're probably still going to be listening to them.
That's fair.
The whole campsite will be listening to him.
It was a pretty good sized campsite, so I will say that. And she plans on doing a lot more with it. She wanted to put in, she has like a swimming hole there, but she wants to put in like an actual pond with like a water system, and it's just really cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
But today's episode, we were actually going to kind of deep dive into you guys, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
Tell us everything.
Okay, so you
Hold
see...
nothing back.
Well, we got to start with this disclaimer of
My neighbor's dog barking in the background.
that's one thing. Shut up, Fido. We all remember things differently because we each, oddly enough, have blacked out certain memories. While
Drugs are
the other couple have remembered. Well, no, this is just fucking from the stress and some of the traumas we went through as children.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's funny how the human brain works in that regard, for sure.
Plus, we are also missing Dubsy's point of view on it too. But we can catch up with that on another day.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely can. So, do you guys want to run this as like me and Maddie asking you guys questions? Do you guys just want to kind of tell it from your point of view together?
I mean, questions would probably be easier for me.
Right. Questions.
Just 'cause,
because there's certain we don't want to piss family off or anything like that.
Hey, family, I love you guys, but I'm here to piss you off.
Well, I mean,
I don't know if you met me, but I'm Billy.
we're just sharing some insight as to how we came to be.
Okay. All right. Well, Maddie, you want to start with some questions? You got anything for him, or do you want me to start it off?
You start. I don't really know where to start with the initial question.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing. My disclaimer is I will not comment on anything I can't 100% say one way or another on.
That can't be verified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at
Unverifiable.
very least, in my point of view, be verified. If it's something that's a little hazy, I'm not gonna be adamant about certain things.
Right.
He was the youngest through all this too. I'm being the oldest, so
Right. Okay.
Start from the beginning. Give
Yeah.
us some context, man. Lead us in and hold our hands for the first little bit.
Well, yeah. I mean, so let's
that's the
start
thing.
off with John. Right.
nobody held our hands as
I'll hold
children.
All right. Instead of giving you a very broad question, let's start off. What's your first memory, John?
First memory? Well, first memories, I'll say, because I don't remember, I'm not going to tell you what specifically I remember first, because that's fucking impossible now. But my first memories, I can't remember where the house was, but it was somewhere in the city, and Jimmy was just born. He was an itty bitty baby, and I think me and Josh had a Hot Wheels track at one point, and our mom playing Nintendo and keeping the Nintendo system on for weeks on end to beat Super Mario Brothers.
Okay.
So I remember that much. That, I think, is where all of us got our gaming gene from, because our mother actually kept up with that kind of shit, surprisingly.
I mean, we've talked about that before on the podcast. My mom used to play Nintendo too. Like when I was a kid, it was kind of a normal thing for like young parents to do.
Oh yeah, they were still kids themselves.
Right.
My mom was 20 something when she had me.
She was, I think, 20, 21 for you.
20 or 21, yeah.
Okay.
So by the time I was in the picture, she would have been like 23, 24.
Okay.
Wait, so how fucking old are you guys? John, I know like you're like 32.
Dirt.
33?
I'm old as dirt. No, I'm 35.
Really? Oh, shit.
I will be 32 in like 13 days.
Yeah. All right, Jimmy. Well, what's your first memory?
Super dark. But first memory, probably choking out some kittens.
Oh God!
What?
Oh, yep. Yep.
Well, this turned fucking dark.
Not intentionally. I was like toddler.
Disclaimer,
I was a
it's gonna be
toddler still.
dark.
Okay. And
he wasn't even a toddler, dude.
cute, fluffy kittens, and I hugged them to death.
He did. Our cat.
Okay.
I don't remember the name of the cat, but our cat had a litter of kittens. One of them I affectionately called Bugsy.
Well, Bugsy was real Bugsy after I was done with him.
Well, his eyes were like a little protruding out of his head already.
Way.
And then, Jimmy got a hold of him.
Yo. That's so dark.
Yeah.
And I'm laughing because I don't know how else to fucking react.
Your
bro.
body, your brain can't process that any other way.
It can be pretty hard to make me speechless.
How old were you?
I don't remember exactly because I
mean,
was
That was
if you
I
had to
wanna
guess,
say-
fairly
John, if
fucking
you had to
young.
say. That's your first memory? Like
Yeah.
your actual memory?
Yeah.
he was maybe.
I love you, bro.
I would doubt he
know
was
that.
2 yet. I would doubt he was 2 yet.
Oh.
This kid would. Okay, our mom used to do the cloth diapers. She'd
Okay.
wash them and all that shit.
Yeah. I'm actually for cloth diapers.
This kid would take his diapers, his sheets, whatever, tie them together, straight up like Tommy Pickles style, and climb out of his fucking crib.
Really?
Yeah. I was
Constantly.
a very intelligent and quick developing child.
He had some big
So-
brothers that like to get into trouble, so,
Got to join them.
got to bring the little one for the ride.
Okay. All right.
Fuck.
Yeah, I did not expect that. When you said dark, I didn't expect that, dude.
Yeah, like
Man, that would have been like made my question great because I was just going to be like, so when somebody asks you about your childhood, what's the first thing that pops into mind? Suffocating kittens, apparently.
Choking him out, not suffocating. He choked him out. No. No, Maddie, same thing. It's
Yeah,
not the same
I
thing.
mean,
You're
it's-
suffocating something, you're not looking at it in the face.
Well, I don't think.
He was like this, dude.
No, Jimmy.
That's not a hug. That's not how you hug people.
it was a
Oh, God.
kitten.
Yo, you better never try to give
He
me a
had
hug, my
good
kids a hug.
How many kittens did this happen to before you guys stopped it?
Just those ones, as far as I
Just
remember.
one cat?
Just two, because I had two at once.
Yeah, he did. He was double fisting the fluff that time.
Oh, this is brutal.
He had good intentions.
Well, we lost our viewers.
Right. Oh, I know. Fuck.
You're about to lose a co-host.
Fuck, man. Now we're going to get in trouble with PETA.
Shit, I just got fired.
Restart.
What's up? I'm John.
And PETA does not stand for people eating tasty animals. Trust me.
Yeah, you get in trouble for that one. Okay. All right. Well, that's one way to start it off. Yeah. Okay, so I mean, that being your first memory, do you think that affects your outlook on life at all? Your perspective?
I mean, I'm quite aware of the fragility of life. So
I
We
would hope
all
so.
learned that day real quick how fragile life can be.
so I respect animals. It might have, coaxed me to be that way.
Okay, that's fair.
Like-
I mean, you are very
Like
respectful of
even
animals
like
now.
dogs that I know are aggressive and have tried to bite me, I don't fuck them up because they're still a dog and they
They're just a dog.
don't really know any better.
Acting out of instinct.
Well, I'm really glad that like you're good with animals because that's definitely the start of a fucking serial killer story.
Children are a different story.
No, I think serial killers are more along the aspects of like they torture animals and they like purposely try to hurt them. I think Jimmy was more of like maybe slightly an autistic child who just got a little too comfy petting the kitten. You know what I mean? Just throwing it out there.
Slightly autistic.
I mean, to be fair,
Never
like,
diagnosed.
object permanence was a new thing for me, and those kittens were not permanent.
Not once you got a hold of them.
Okay. So, what point did you guys? Because I mean, I know personally that you guys wound up in the foster system. At what point did that happen for you?
I was middle of 5th grade. Or just starting 5th grade. A couple months in, maybe.
Jim, you want to go knock on the door and pet their dog real quick?
I think you were a little older than that, John. 'Cause
No,
I was.
I don't think anybody's home, and I think they put the dog in the basement is the problem. So it's coming through the vents.
I either skipped a grade or I was going into 5th grade when it happened.
No. I remember distinctly 5th grade starting
Or was
in,
it 4th?
in the
It might have been
Irondequoit
fourth. It
School
might have been
District.
4th for me because I went to Eastman, and they were like, "Oh, you're in 3rd grade still," and I was like, "No, I'm in 4th. I'm going into 4th this year because of my age, because I'm like right before the cutoff date."
You went to Hellendale. Was where you went when we started foster care. You were in Hellendale. Me and Josh went to Laurelton Party.
I know I went to Durant Eastman too, though.
That was
When we were with Mrs. T and shit.
No, you went to Durant Eastman when we got back in with Mom, and we were finishing our school years in the Irondequoit school system.
So how does like being in foster care like affect?
See,
you
this
guys?
is the shit right here because we can't peg dates even because it's that difficult for us to remember shit.
Well, because it's confusing at this point.
It
You-
was.
You
We
jumped around a
do.
lot.
And before we even were in foster care, we moved fucking constantly. We were moving like every year or so.
Okay, so Maddie, I know you have a question. Do you mind if I jump in with one more here? Thank you, sir. What led up to that point of getting you guys into foster care? Like, you know, what about your childhood led to that point?
I can remember distinctly a couple things.
Well, there was the one defining thing that started the whole investigation. And that's when he caught the serpentine belt across the back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, explain. Give more detail than that.
Okay.
Car had broken down while I don't even know what the hell we were doing, where we were at. Whole family's in the car though. It's fucking must have been 4 or 5 o'clock, rush hour traffic. Car broke down. Gotta be in the middle of summer because it's hot as fuck outside. Us being kids in a broken down car, we don't want to sit in a car. So luckily, Chim's dad pulled it off into a stone parking lot where he was looking under the hood. We were getting antsy in the back seat. We jump out. We start running around in the parking lot because it's empty. We're a bunch of kids. We're fucking bored. Don't want to sit in a hot car. Well, you know, he's telling us, get back in the car, get back in the car. These two jump back in the car. I don't want to listen. I make him chase me around the car a couple times, and then he's got the broken serpentine belt and just whack right across the back.
Yeah.
I jumped in the car.
After that, yeah, I bet your ass did.
But then the next day at school, I think it was, I can't remember how it came up. I think because I probably had a couple other bruises and such. I got called in the counselor's office, and they wanted to know what was up. They started doing the whole looking, doing the fucking photographs, all that shit. And I knew something was weird. Something was off right then and there.
Right. Right. I mean, you're young at that point. You know, what's 5th grade? 12 years old? 13?
No. Younger than that, probably like 10, 11.
Yeah.
Really? Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you're young. You know something's up. You just can't really process exactly what it is.
I remember we were at school midday. They pulled us out of school, all three of us, right out of school. Didn't tell us anything. I was like, we're taking you guys somewhere where it's going to be safe. They took us to Brookshire Farms foster care offices. I want to say that was in Sibley Tower, downtown Rochester.
Yeah, I think so.
I can't remember the floor off the top of my head, but we were in that office from probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon till about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Until they had us placed.
Oh, they had you placed that fast into a foster home.
Oh, yeah. New York State does not fuck around when it comes to kids.
Really?
Oh, they do not play.
So that was the investigation, was less than 24 hours.
Yeah, like
Well, they had enough proof right from that guidance counselor visit.
Understandable,
Like,
but, I
okay,
mean-
these kids aren't safe. So then they
yeah.
start, that whole time we're in that office, they're asking us questions. Well, have you guys ever noticed any funny smells, any odd behavior from your parents, this, that, and the other? And of
Gotcha.
course, us being naive kids,
Giving them the full rundown.
telling them exactly what we're going on, without even knowing.
Right. Right.
And yeah, so that's what ended up happening.
So was it just like overreaction and like overreaching on their part, or like were you guys like not
no.
actually safe?
We were yes and no safe. Like, our parents would never do anything to intentionally harm us, but they were also users of substances at the time. So
Gotcha.
not in of right minds. Rage fits would happen. I remember distinctly myself, his father picking me up one time and throwing me across the living room like a rag doll.
Shit.
That shit was scary.
I mean, also as a 90s kid, that's kind of normal. I mean, for some of us, I definitely got tossed. It's
Put your ass
true.
through a damn wall.
Yeah, man.
I'm outside. There are no walls. Well, then I'll build a fucking wall and I'll put your ass through it.
You're not fucking wrong.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I can sympathize. I've been through some shit growing up too. But like, I mean, you're running around the fucking car. You were told to get in multiple times. Whether it's a leather belt or a serpentine belt, you should have caught that.
Well, so that's the thing, though, is that's child abuse.
Right.
To hit your child like that. That is
The
child
hand is
abuse.
one
Yeah.
thing. To use a fucking object that,
And especially a serpentine belt. That's going to leave a fucking mark.
Well, I'm kidding about the serpentine belt. I don't actually mean.
I mean, a leather belt's going to leave a mark, too, but a serpentine belt is going to fucking hurt, dude.
I've caught electrical cords.
Electrical cords.
Yeah, like I've had a lamp smashed on me and whipped with the fucking cord afterward.
Oh, okay. So
like same kind of.
You know the idea, man.
Maddie, were you ever in foster care?
No,
Jeez.
my grandparents intervened and kept that shit from happening.
Well,
yeah,
that was almost
a
an
whole
option
nother
for us,
part of the
too.
story.
Yeah.
All right.
Back to you guys.
We'll get on Maddie one day. Don't worry.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I mean,
Well, no,
Wow.
I mean, like he was saying, we had people try to intervene, try to prevent us from going into the system.
Okay. So who intervened? Who tried to prevent you?
Pretty sure our grandparents did. I know personally, like my best friend's mom, they were gonna take care of me. Not so much the other two, but
fuck your
Yeah,
brothers. we
but
got
I mean,
you.
New York State, they for the most part don't want to break up the families, right?
yeah.
Okay.
They typically try not to.
Yeah.
So that brings us to another thing, too, actually. So when we had gotten placed, we were placed with probably some of the best people we've ever met in my opinion, I've ever met in my life. Shirley and John Thomas took care of us like we were their own damn kids.
That's awesome.
This is how we learned of Black Gospel Church as well.
Okay.
Fucking fun experience that is.
This is why we're not. At least, I mean, I can speak for me and John. I don't know about Josh. He uses certain words a little too much. But
I think that's because he's down south a little too long.
Consider us like very not racist because we were raised in a black home for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Or at least it felt
I mean,
like 3 years.
I've known you guys for years. I've
It
never
was
thought
at
you were
least 2.
racist.
I know. Yeah, and Mom swears it was like 1. We were in the foster care system. Like, no, we were in there for a few years.
Right.
Because I went through from 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade,
Yeah, we were
8th
with
grade.
Mr. and Mrs. T for a while. And then you went out to Hamlin. Josh went to and then me and Josh went to Henrietta.
And then you and Josh got split up.
And then Josh went to Betty's, and then I
came
came
to
out
Hamlin.
to Hamlin, yeah.
So, just because I don't know the way that the foster system works, why did you guys leave the original house?
That brings me to the point of our foster mother. She was, like I said, she was a sweetheart. She raised us like we were her own kids.
But
But with that, she let our mom take us for unsupervised, undocumented,
Scheduled
unsanctioned
visits.
Visits.
So she was breaking the rules of the foster
Breaking the
Yes.
rules.
system. Gotcha.
Our mom, so far as I know,
Yes.
is the one that ended up blowing herself in on that. And that's when the system intervened again and was like, okay, well, now we're going to make that impossible. We're going to put this kid 20
Right.
miles this direction. These kids are going to go over here and 10 miles that direction. Have fun trying to figure that out again. That was miserable. That
It
was
sucks.
hell. That was hell for me personally because
He went from we've been in the city our whole lives to he got shipped to a fucking farm and treated like farm equipment.
and I didn't have any family with me. I was
Yeah.
I felt so closed out.
Yeah.
It was fucking frightening.
Well, explain that to me, man. What as a child, you're 13 at that point, give or take. You're on your own. You're in a house with people you don't know, and this is your home. Like, what does that feel like to you?
It sucked. It sucked. I mean, the kids were cool enough because there were other foster kids going through the same shit, so they kind of had an understanding of what the fuck I was feeling. But in the same sense, like they learned the background of me and like how I had my brothers at one point, and then poof, just gone. Don't have them no more. I mean, my brothers were my anchor in my fucking when we went to foster care.
Right.
And then I went through a huge bout of depression, which took me down some dark paths.
Were the other foster kids okay with you? Did they treat you okay?
So I don't know about his experience before I got there, but they did have own biological children in the house too. That got treated. We got
Differently.
treated as second class in comparison to their own kin.
The biological children were also adults.
Not all of them.
No, I remember
But-
distinctly her son. I'm not going to name names because I don't want to bash people like that, especially if they're post-mortem or anything.
Right. We're
Let
not
'em rest
here
in
to
peace.
talk bad about
Right.
anyone. We're just here to
So
explain your story.
that foster parent had her son, his wife, and their kid living in a finished-out basement. Her 30-something-year-old daughter also lived in the house. And then there was 2 other bedrooms with 2 bunk beds that had 2 foster kids each in them.
Okay.
We were also, made to do chores and all that around the house, which was no big deal. I had no problem doing chores except for the fact that it was only the foster kids going out to the horse stables, cleaning out the stalls on a regular basis, putting down the bedding, blah, 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 when the daughter who lived in the house was the one that technically owned the horses.
I will say, I'm sorry, pause real quick. That bitch still owes me $50 for moving a bale of fucking hay.
You'll never see it.
I know, but I'm just saying, I remember that very, very distinctly. Okay.
Nobody owe Chim Chim money.
You ain't wrong, dude.
Hey, do you remember on August 23rd of
Right.
2015 when you borrowed those $2 to grab an Arizona iced tea?
Yeah. Back in 1812, I gave you 12 pence.
Well, with interest, motherfucker, that's a couple dollars now.
Jesus.
Adjusted for inflation.
All right, so Jimmy, you and Josh, your older brother, your middle brother,
Yeah.
you guys got placed together, correct?
Yes, after the first home. So in that first home is actually where we met Gary and stuff, though, too. So that's like how long we've known
Okay.
Gary.
Because it was out by Gary's house.
So the first home was, yes, in Irondequoit, or East
Right around the
Irondequoit.
corner from Gary.
Literally, no, it was like fucking 6 houses down. Like, that's how close we were to Gary.
Okay.
No, it was right. He was on the next street over.
Oh, right.
He's
No?
the next street. Yes,
Yeah,
next street
yeah,
over.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
We had a couple of
Anyways,
friends in the
you were
neighborhood.
within the block.
Yeah. So, like, we've had lifelong, like, not everything is bad because we have some lifelong friends from the journey through the system and shit. But yeah, from that home, me and Josh, we got sent to Henrietta, who was actually his foster mother that he got sent out to in Hamlin. The chick we got placed with was her foster daughter at one point. So
Okay.
it was like a very systematic,
So
generational feeling
she
thing.
was raised in the foster system by.
The one that,
was
The
yeah.
one that got custody of me. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
So in that home, like, they were mostly good, but they did have biological children of their own, and
Felt the same way that.
Prince and the Pauper.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not to the extreme as it felt in Hamlin, mind you, but, like, definitely, like, I remember, like, there was, like, probably 2 incidences that got me and Josh moved from that house. And they were both to deal with me and their biological child. And the one time he was being an absolute fucking prick, like, I was like, leave me alone. Like, he was just, like, bum rushing me and, doing, like, the little kid fucking beat you up thing. And I twisted too far and fucking smacked him in the forehead with my elbow.
Whoopsie.
But, like, I was just like this. Like I wasn't, like, doing anything intentional. And then probably the other one, I thought I was thinking it was involving their child, but I think it had something to do with Josh. So I'm like a little fuzzy on the details, so I'm not gonna say that. But the other thing I can think of offhand that I think was the straw that broke the camel's back was the fact that she apparently kept some loose change in her shoes.
Interesting.
And I just so happened to find it as, like, 11-year-old, going to school. In the
Candy
morning.
bar money.
Right.
Right. So I think that's why we got replaced, was that incident, was because, I can't have no thief in my house. And it's like,
Gotcha. That almost feels like a setup.
yeah.
What the
Right.
fuck keeps
Now that I'm older, yes. It feels
fucking
very,
shoes,
very,
right.
very set up.
You ever had Bailey's from a shoe? No, but I used to keep my pocket change.
I remember also that time, like, during that time, though, like, I went to school and, like, I was stealing shit from the lunch lines and shit because,
Okay.
like, I wasn't getting enough food.
Oh, really? Okay. Like at home?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I distinctly remember getting caught by a lunch lady the one time, getting walked to the principal's office and making a whole big deal about, like, stealing from the school and shit. And then I'm just like,
Dude,
Breaking-
I'm hungry.
I'm breaking down crying because I'm just literally, like, hungry.
Oh, yeah. And
That's fucked.
at least I know probably similar in both houses was, like, if you did something wrong, you were getting a fucking 3rd degree. Like, they want to know details, everything. Like, you could have taken a fucking stick of gum unintentionally, and that was it. That was the end of the fucking world.
So, yeah. Henrietta
That's
was,
rough, man.
you know.
No, I feel like I should have to live like that.
And then,
I've never understood schools though. Like charging kids to eat to me is like the most fucked up thing possible.
It's not the kids they're trying
Charging
to charge,
kids to
though.
eat prison food is the most fucked up thing in the world.
Yeah.
Prisoners eat for free and
it's
they
not
eat better.
quite prison food, but it's similar. Okay, so at this point you get kicked out. Where do you go?
I go to Hamlin,
And where
With
does
John.
Where does Josh?
and
go?
then Josh goes to Betty, who was somewhere in the city.
Okay.
Another
In the-
African American lady.
In the rougher parts of the city.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Josh had it rough at that point because not only was he alone in a new foster home, he was alone in a new foster home
In the middle.
and
of
the
hood.
only white boy going to his school.
Yeah.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
So he had it rough for that time. I know that for a fact. But that's all I can really say at that point. Like I know Josh and his foster mother that he was with were on really good terms and still might be.
Oh, really? So do you guys talk to any of your foster parents still?
I personally, I mean, it's been like fucking 10 years now again, but like after I graduated high school and stuff, I know I think it was me and Josh, we went back and we saw Mr. T, because
Oh,
Mr.
okay.
T had passed by that
I'm
point.
sorry to hear
I've
that,
seen
guys.
I've seen him a time or two since then, but like I want to say he's passed on now too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I'm sorry, guys. That's
so we-
that's a loss
like-
for you.
the good ones, yes, we absolutely went and visited. Like,
That's I mean that's kind of from an outside perspective. It's cool, man. I mean, 'cause
Yeah.
it's people that helped influence.
Well,
you and
that's the
raise
way
you.
we've seen it too. I remember, the one time I did run into him because he used to work the butcher counter at
Weggies.
Wegmans in Irondequoit, and I went up there the one day. I was like, "Hey, do you remember me?" He's like, "I think I do."
That's cool.
So how does that shape you guys now that you're adults? Like not everything else, but like solely focusing on the foster care system. Like how does that impact kind of like how you view things?
I think it helped me develop a view on life that not everybody thinks of things the same way. Not everybody goes through shit the same way. And not everybody handles shit the same way. And people just need to fucking be patient with each other. Because just like communication is so fucking hard sometimes. Even when we're speaking the same fucking language.
Yeah. I mean, we do it every Monday, and it's hard as fuck, and we're idiots.
Ah.
But real communication is hard, dude.
It's and my point of view, like along with that, like what's a way to word this? Like my survival instincts and shit like that are, I feel, so much higher than they would be if
Oh, yeah.
like I had a normal
Yeah.
everyday upbringing.
Oh yeah. I mean, I had a different upbringing than you guys outside of the foster system, like growing up, in the hood and that kind of stuff, and seeing different perspectives on life. And I think the mere fact that you guys grew up with so many parental type figures in your life would definitely give you that survival instinct.
I mean, it's not even so much from the multiple guardians that we had. It's more so like, and at least in my case, it's from going, because we were always moving when we were younger before we went into the system, then to go into the system, then move multiple times through the system, and then after the system to move around multiple more times. Like I was never in one area for too long to actually build like a community or a friendship type of thing.
We've always
Right.
been comfortable
It's-
not putting roots down.
Like I'm like, you know me, I'm a homebody and shit. Like I'm a very introverted person typically, but you throw me in a crowd of people and I'm very talkative.
Oh yeah, dude, you're a little social butterfly when you need to be.
And that's what I mean, like survival instinct, like wise, like navigating cliques and shit like that growing up, and like just
See, can
I
relate to
literally
that.
don't have a single fucking ally because I get thrown into a brand new school and like
Right, you're on
See,
your own
and
again.
where I was the opposite, I was the one to shut down and just clam up.
Okay. So I mean, explain that, man. We've seen Jimmy's perspective of like being able to get out there. What made you clam up?
I don't know. I felt like my brother's always been my best friends growing up, and then because of the fact that we kept moving around so often, there was no point in me trying to get attached to anybody else because they'd be gone the next year. So yeah, it really hit me hard when I got separated from them in the foster system. And then, of my own dumb free choosing, I fucking got into a relationship, which ended up causing me to separate from my family yet again. That was, again, my own dumb choice, but I learned my lesson there. But moving around, not having anybody comfortable, like I'm, familiar with or comfortable opening up to, I would shut down. I would bottle everything up. I don't want to talk to anybody. And I feel like that's part of the reason I spiraled into such a bad depression at one point. Was because I had no one to talk to. No one would listen to me. And it didn't feel like anybody cared.
I struggle with that now. It's like one of the survival complexes that, like, from what I went through, that I took away. Constantly feeling like, even though there's people there, the only person you have is yourself to rely on.
Yourself.
The art of self-reliance.
Oh my God.
We finally made our way back.
It's come full circle.
Circle of life, baby.
So for our newer listeners that never caught our first episode ever,
Count yourself lucky.
the art
don't even
of
say that.
self-reliance. Yeah.
I
Say again?
don't even think we made 5 minutes with that episode.
Yeah, no, we made it real short. I don't even know if we ever actually put it out, come to think of it. I don't know. I know that it wouldn't exist either way.
But for new listeners, yeah, it's an inside joke. Get used to it.
Get used to it. Don't get butthurt.
All right. So do you feel like as an adult you've been able to work your way out of that mindset?
Yeah. Being able to reconnect with my family definitely has helped me a lot. I've been lucky enough to spend 10 years with the same person who deals with my crazy bullshit.
Oh, no shit. You guys have been together 10 years, huh?
10 years today.
Fuck, happy fucking anniversary.
Thank you.
For the viewers that can't see, John's significant other is over here on the casting couch.
Why you gotta say the casting couch, though, man?
Why did you take it dirty, huh? We just can't.
Because this is the Dude to Dude podcast. Of course I'm gonna take it dirty.
Where's your lab coat, Dr. Kuckelberg?
Give me a joint in an armchair.
And again, for our newer listeners that haven't heard her episode because it doesn't exist anymore, Lydia will be coming back on the show to talk about her experiences. Can I give a little hint? Yeah, she likes to whip men and get paid for it. Yeah.
Not me, though.
She doesn't get paid for that, at least.
No. If anything, she leaves the money on the nightstand.
All right, it's way off topic.
It's hard to peg some things.
Oh, Jesus. Done.
That'll be
I'm
funny in a couple weeks, folks.
So, after foster care, what you guys? Well, I guess you're still in foster care at this point, right? Because you went somewhere else after Hamlin, correct?
No, that was
Hamlin was
it.
Yeah, the end of our stint.
Okay, and Josh stayed in.
No, Josh got out at the same time as
We all returned to our mother.
like
at
she
the same
was
time.
deemed fit to be a mother again, so the state was like, yeah, have all your fucking kids. We're done with them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Pretty much spit us out like used. Yeah.
So do you guys like harbor like resentment or anything for that? Or like the shit that you had to go through? Or...
Towards who? Towards what? Towards what? And we're like, what? Elaborate on your question, sir.
I guess more like towards like your parents.
I will say this. I was, as any parent would say, disappointed with how things were handled by certain parties throughout the whole fucking fiasco. my mother included. I love you, Ma, but let's be real, you fucked some shit up.
I'll be honest. There's a little resentment there.
But we turned out okay.
Did you?
I think so. I'm trying to buy a house now. All right.
know, I'm
I
just
didn't think I'd get
Oh,
that far in life. All
I've
right.
been told by regular non-neurodivergent people that I turned out really, really good for
Considered.
somebody that went through
Oh,
foster
yeah.
care.
I've heard
So-
that myself as well. I've heard that myself as well. And also to say, our mother has been doing much better at being a mother now. So there is that.
Okay.
So do you guys feel like it was actually necessary, or do you think it was just a situation that was just made too complex for kids at such a young age? Or do you feel like it was actually necessary for you guys to have to like
To go through the system?
foster? Yeah.
No, it was
It
definitely
was-
necessary. We would not have. I don't think we'd be sitting here if we had not gone through the system.
That's where I disagree, but
I'm to each his own.
I disagree. I think it wasn't necessary, but it became necessary because of our mother.
Gotcha.
Well,
What about it? Do you
Well, yeah. No,
Where
it's
about
like-
do you feel like
that's
it,
why-
Like because we
that's-
had other options besides the system.
Okay. All right. Yes. All
Okay.
right. Well, see, now you got to elaborate on those options, though. See,
So like I said, I mean, Grandma and Grandpa would have
Right.
taken us.
Right. Your grandmother would have taken us.
Yes,
Yeah,
my
okay.
grandmother.
You-
My
So-
dad
so
tried
we
to take
kind of
us.
glazed over that. We didn't
yeah,
really.
but why
go,
didn't they?
Yeah, so like what happened? Where's the disconnect that they're like, okay,
And
the
this is-
system is your shot and not these other family members?
This is where the resentment comes in.
Okay.
So our mother fought it all in court.
Well, that's fucking stupid.
Like my last point was my dad was going to take all of us. She made him sign his rights over.
Wait, your dad was going to take all of you?
Yes.
Wasn't it him that created the abuse situation in
It
the first place?
was, but she was the one that
Was considered unfit.
was unfit. Like
I'm a little confused.
because when
Yeah.
upon further investigation, like my dad's always been a functioning addict. He was a functioning addict until a few years ago, type of situation. Like
He used
he's
to hold,
he's a good talker.
he used to hold down a job
Gotcha.
and still.
Shit I've heard from him. Shit I've heard from outside of the family, from third parties. My dad was still deemed fit. Yes, he fucked up but he told them he was swiping at his ass with his hand, and the belt was still in his hand, and the belt just fucking went across his back. It's not like he like cocked back and fucking.
Gotcha.
And I can see that. I've
Like
been
if you
in
got something in your hand,
situations-
my dad was a mechanic. My dad is still, well, not anymore. He's too old to get under a fucking car, but like it's what he did. So like he just you doing your work, you were like, where did I set that thing down? It's still in your fucking hand. It happens to me at least fucking once a week.
I'm going to say from an outside perspective, it sounds like your dad fucking hit him with the belt.
I'm gonna say from my perspective, it felt like your dad hit me with the fucking belt.
Well, there you go.
He didn't break skin though, so
You left a mark.
Okay, and
bro, it's a serpentine belt. That shit, you drop it on your toe, it's leaving a mark.
There's also the time he threw me across the living room like a rag doll.
It does sound like an unsafe
Yeah.
environment for a child.
Do you remember, Drake's rage fits and shit like that?
Oh yeah,
So
oh I do.
He was still.
Hey, he's not calling your dad out.
I know.
Breathe.
I'm just saying. I'm just explaining that Drake was still a fit parent.
Oh,
Jake didn't end up in the system.
Well, was he though? Or did he just not wind up in the system?
I'm just saying. Like, no, he absolutely fucking wasn't. But according to New York State, he was. That's what I'm trying to get
That's
across.
because the signs of abuse weren't so.
Basically, my dad was a smooth talker, and that's why he was still deemed fit.
Gotcha. And if your dad ever listens to this, I'm not trying to call your dad out.
At least
either.
in my perspective.
we're
Like,
definitely-
my dad can come on and fucking talk shit if he wants. Like,
We're just,
He's-
trying to
he's-
hear both sides of the story.
well, yeah, and then, so yeah, I found this out. I personally found out how much my mom fought from the third party, which is my best friend, the triplets' mom,
Right.
Peggy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
she's
Yeah,
Like,
she's a sweetheart. I've met her a couple of times, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
so like that's about as reliable as a source for the gray area shit that I do have, like the gray memories that aren't 100% concrete. Like,
Gotcha.
she's filled in the gaps and shit for me, and she's a reliable fucking source. Like, I'll go to bat for her any fucking day.
So, what do you guys think about the foster system in general? Like the New York State foster system? Because to me, it sounds wild. I guess I understand because you want to keep children safe, but to be able to take a child from a parent within 24 hours just seems a little wild.
It honestly, I think it is a little wild, because then not only were we in that, let alone they kept us in a fucking meeting room for like fucking 12 hours into the fucking wee hours of the morning to place us. When they were placing us, our parents literally were standing there watching as we were getting released to other fucking people.
Wow, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it sucked.
And like, my grandmother was there. It's one of the fucking fondest memories I have of her still. Still have it. She gave me a little foot from Land Before Time. Breaks up a
I've
little
seen.
bit.
Yeah, you're good, dude.
Oh my god,
I've seen that little foot before.
I do. I remember that one.
I remember asking you
But
about that too. Yeah.
That's all the time they gave her. She couldn't even, like, she was like, here, I got you this. Everything's going to be okay. I love you. Bye.
See, when there is somebody like that, the state should fuck off. There should be no question. There should be no deliberation of, no, we're ripping you from your parents. We're putting you with these strange. Like, no, if there's somebody like that, kids should go there. And I feel so strongly with that, because I would have been just like you guys if it weren't for my grandfather and my grandmother. And that is why, to this day, they're like fucking saints in my eyes, because I would have gone through the same fucking thing as you guys. And my grandfather was so hard determined when all that shit has happened. He, like, was one of those people, like, if you take my grandchildren, you're taking me too. And it's either going to be in cuffs or a stretcher, because my grandfather was going to fight physically to keep them from taking us.
So I don't understand why, if your mother's not a fit mother to raise a child, why she's a fit mother to testify in court that you shouldn't go to your grandparents. How the fuck does that make sense?
Exactly. Like, I don't...
Like, what? She should have no say whatsoever at that point. No offense, Madre. Like, I love you.
You got to understand,
fucking
this
helped raise
is
me,
the
but-
90s, though, too. So, like, shit was wild in the 90s.
Yeah.
They didn't have it really figured out yet.
And, like, I maybe from your mother's perspective, like, if your grandparents got you, then she had no chance of getting you back. At least with the foster system, she had a chance to clean up and get you back and see you. And, I mean, I'm sure your mother had her reasons. You know what I mean? And without her, I mean, unless you guys know her reasoning, has she ever told you? Okay, and you know what? But I'm sure she does have her reasonings. And, you know, it's easy for me to sit here from an outside perspective and say things. You know what I mean? So, Madre, please, you know me. I mean you absolutely no harm. I love you to death. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate as usual. But from my perspective, why would the court allow a mother like that to make any choice in the child's life at that point? It's wild.
Yeah.
But I mean, you guys, you turned out good. And Madre, she really fucking tries hard to make up for it. She's a fucking great mother now. She really does fucking take care of you guys. She took care of me growing up. You know what I mean? Like, John, you weren't really around for that because you were with your girlfriend at the time. But, like, your mom really fucking took care of me. She fed me. She fucking let me sleep at her house. Like,
I know. Even when we were kids, we were always the Kool-Aid house. Everybody wanted to hang out.
It was, for
The
me, it was
Kool-Aid
more
house,
than
I
hanging
like
out,
that.
dude. Like,
Well,
your mom gave me a place to be when my home environment wasn't a good one.
our mom is the mom that everybody would
You did
go
that,
to
too. Now, don't forget
and
that.
just call her mom. Because she'd like make you a fucking sandwich or something, you know?
Yeah, like everyone called her Ma Duke, so and I felt like I had to be different, so I call her Madre. It's just like everyone calls her Ma or Ma Dukes or Mom or
No, I get it 100%. Like, there's been a couple of people like that for me too. Man, no wonder why like
Joe
the
Mama.
the four of us just fucking fit.
Because our wieners are the same size, 3 inches.
I definitely have
Together?
the smallest dick in the group.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I definitely have more than 3 inches.
Yeah.
You
and
guys
I
are all a
like
bunch of
this.
skinny guys. I know how that fucking pans out.
Well, you know, with every 30 pounds you lose, you gain an inch of wiener, right?
Man, I hope not. I don't need to be that wide.
Just saying, dude. Just saying. Every 30 pounds you lose, you gain an inch of wiener.
That's
a
just
lot
because
of
you can
wiener.
see more of it.
Yeah, that's exactly why. And it's because not to be all graphic and shit. Hey there, dudes. We interrupt this episode to remind you that the Dude to Dude podcast is proudly brought to you by, well, us, the dudes themselves. Are you enjoying the wild and hilarious conversations we have on the show? Want more mind-expanding discussions about aliens, social life, paranormal phenomena, video games, movies, mental health, and everything in between? Well, good news, dudes. We've got a whole library of episodes ready for your listening pleasure. Join us every week as we dive deep into fascinating topics, share our unique perspectives, and have a blast along the way. Whether we're riffing on public domain movies, geeking out about the latest gaming trends, or exploring the mysteries of the universe, there's never a dull moment on the Dude to Dude podcast. But the little fat pouch, like where your wiener starts, actually like starts to shrink, so your wiener actually gets bigger. It's a thing. Look it up.
Man, if I lose that much,
That's why John.
I'm going
weighs
into
fucking-
porn if I can lose this much weight.
That's why John weighs 100 pounds and he's fucking 6 foot tall, so he can have a 6 foot wiener.
No, as long as he's not excited, he shrinks.
I was in the pool.
Don't women know about shrinkage?
All right, so I mean, as adults, what do you feel about the foster system? Do you feel like it's a good thing for kids? Do you feel like, I mean, go from there.
I feel like if they've straightened up their background checks on people and like actually found more solid people like the Thomases, kids will be okay. For sure. If you've got people abusing the system and using these kids as paychecks and workhorses, you might end up with more people fucked up in life than not.
Okay.
Or you might get the lucky bunch like us who fucking make it through and somehow still end up being somewhat productive members of society.
Every other story that I know of, like people that I've come across, still know personally to this day that have been in the system like that. None of it's been good. I won't mention her by name, but there's a girl I went to school with years ago who her foster dad raped her and knocked her up.
Christ.
Wow.
And she was forced to go through all of that.
That's wild, dude.
On top of it being like an abusive environment. Well,
Yeah.
obviously it was an abusive
Yeah, if you place
environment.
kids with scumbags like that, then yeah, it's gonna fuck a lot of people up.
Like I know guys that are now since dead now because of like growing up in the system being fucked up like that turned into huge addicts and at such young ages.
Yeah, a way to escape.
I mean,
man.
It makes me a little happier hearing like a success story because like having the view on it like that when I was in a situation where my roommate ended up getting investigated by CPS, which caused me to get investigated by CPS just by proxy, I had to have that fear of like losing my kid. And like that's all the kind of negative shit that I could fucking take away from it. So like anytime those fucking people show up, I'd be like, no, you can't come in my fucking house. She's not here. Her kid's not here. I'm here with my kid. Fuck off. Me and my kid have nothing to do with this. I was fucking in a whole different fucking county when shit happened. I came home like the next fucking day, super early in the morning. Can remember seeing her kid sitting at the table and being like, what the fuck happened? Like, the kid looks like he went fucking rounds with Conor McGregor. He fell. I'm like,
Down the stairs 10 times?
here's the kicker, though. A dude that I worked with, that she was dating, said, no, you can just go up to bed. You can sleep. He's misbehaving. I'll handle him. Apparently, this dude was outside smoking a cigarette, and her kid was standing at the door, and he fell asleep standing up at the door, and his face bounced off the door.
Who's did? The kids?
Yeah. I, to this day, still think the dude that I worked with had something to do with it. Like, 100%. And ever since then, I stopped looking at the same. He started acting, like, way different to, like, her, like, even to me. And him and I were pretty strong friends, like I am with you guys.
I'll fucking whoop any one of your asses beating on a kid.
Only within reason.
Only within
I'll
reason.
discipline, but, like,
Yeah, but that's different than beating a fucking kid. Like, dude, my dad hit me in the back.
Not to
like,
CPS,
fucking-
but yes.
Yeah, but, like, my dad whacked me upside the back of the head, dude. That was normal.
That was
I
you fucked up.
Right, yeah. It never hurt, but, probably not the best thing to do because it probably caused a little brain damage. No, dude, seriously, even small hits to the head, like, repetitively can cause brain damage. It's the whole thing, especially when you're young. Yeah, the bottom. But I don't even think you can do that anymore, can you? I mean, you would know. You're a dad. Can you bottom fucking?
you're not supposed to strike your children at all, whether it's discipline of any form.
Can you tickle them? Fucking tickle torture
I don't know. That might be fucking considered pedophilia. Like,
to tickle your kid?
dude, it is hard being a parent nowadays. Like, I'm one of those dudes.
My dad used to tickle me till I pissed, dude. Like hard. My dad would tickle the fuck out of me.
So you guys know, like, I got my 2 boys. I fucking love them to death. But, like, I'm one of those dudes where, like, I kind of want to try for one more because I want a daughter. Not for any fucking weird reason, but, like, seeing, like, friends or, like, my brother, who I'm now estranged with, like, how he was with, like, his stepdaughter and having that, like, close bond, that, like, daddy's little girl kind of, like, bond.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like-
my little sister made me want a girl more than a boy.
Like, that shit's, I don't know, that, like, resonates with me in some kind of, like, way. I don't know.
You want a daughter so you can dress her up in little outfits. It's fine. Like,
Well, yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Put bows in her hair, do her hair, like,
Maddie
It's
wants
fine.
a real life Barbie
It's
doll.
fine.
Paint her nails.
No, not really, like, to that. I don't know. I can't explain.
All right. So, for instance, dude, today I was watching Facebook Reels, and I came across one, and it was a sappy one. It was like a mom taking a video, and she's like something about you don't want to miss the moments like these. And the little girl had gotten all done up in a like a princess outfit, and she came up to the dad and said, "Hey, do you want to dance?" And the dad stopped what he was doing, and he got up and said, "Of course I want to dance with you," and treated her like a little princess for a moment. And it was the saddest, sappiest thing, and I shed a little tear because it's fucking adorable, dude. It reminded me of my little sister, and to have a little girl like that would fucking, oh, dude,
Yeah.
I'd be wrapped around her finger. I'd be fucked.
Exactly.
I'd be so screwed.
See, like, I come home, and sometimes out of Leon, I can get the, "Daddy's home." He runs over and try to give me a hug. You know what I get 99% of the time? Fucking ignored by my oldest. Fuck him for getting older. And I get beat the fuck up by my youngest.
Well, yeah.
There's something. "Daddy's home." He'll run and he'll punch me in the nuts and laugh and run away.
Well, yeah, that's what you get, dude.
Today, there was an
see,
emergency.
I'd be beating that kid.
There was an emergency at his daycare, not with him, thankfully. So, like, I had to go, like, pick him up and had to try to work from home. Well, like, the whole time, like, he's climbing up on my lap. "Daddy, daddy, daddy, daddy." I climb in your lap. Da 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 da. He's trying to fucking, like, smash the keys on my laptop. And I'm like, "Bro, no, you can't do that. This is, like, expensive." And, "Daddy, you know work." So he, like, tries grabbing the fucking charger out of the wall and, like, running away with it. Like, that's just gonna, like, shut it off. I'm like, "No, dude, this thing has a battery. It's still gonna function. Please don't break that, though." Like, if I sit on the couch, I just get the flying fucking people's elbow like he's Stone Cold off the top rope. He's like, "Whatcha?"
Well, yeah, he's
Like,
got the
I get beat the
energy.
fuck up. Like, I want a kid that sees me and, like, just wants to love on me and cuddle and do, like, cutesy little shit. Make me go, "Oh, being a parent's kind of dope." Not me like, "You little motherfuckers, leave me alone.
Oh, shit.
Stop causing me harm."
Yeah, but, I mean, they'll get to a point where they're a little bit older and they calm down a little bit, and you know what I mean?
I don't know, man. But boys, it's different. You look and you're like, "I'd fucking kill for you." Someone fuck up, like, I'll put them in the ground for you. And then your kids look at you and you're like, "Bitch, you want to fight?" It's like, "Kid, you were testing my inner gangster. You're about to fuck around and find out." But anyway, back to what I was saying, like, about kids. Like, looking at my perspective, like with my kids, God forbid any kind of a fucking situation where like the state wants to step in and like intervene for whatever fucking reason. I have seen too much of the negative aspects of it. The state intervening, kids getting hurt, CPS getting involved when CPS should just mind their fucking business. I've seen more kids get hurt, more kids get lost, whether kids have been killed, kids just grow up fucked up and take their own lives, which I guess is still a kid dying. But so like hearing your guys' story and how like you guys have like a positive note at the end of it and you've become like somewhat functioning
Somewhat.
members of the public. Like, I don't know.
Fuck the public.
So
Society, that's the word I wanted to fucking use.
do you think that changed your perspective on having children at all? Being in the foster system?
Did that play a part in it?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. There was a one point where I was like, if I have a kid, it happens. You know, I'll have a kid, whatever.
Okay.
Now I just see the world devolving into chaos. So that's more my reason for not wanting a kid now.
I look at it different than that. I look at it as we should be having kids to teach them to be better, to make a better society. Just a different perspective.
Good luck with that.
I think we should slow down with kids and start handing out Darwin Awards.
Jesus, man.
There we
All right,
go.
all right.
Now we're talking.
I want to hear Jimmy's perspective on this.
I was gonna say, if anything, I might end up fostering at some point.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So I was curious. That was actually going to be another question.
Yeah. If I don't have biological kids of my own, I wouldn't mind fostering, just because I know what a good home can be and what a bad home can be.
Okay. So why foster versus adopt?
Because children that end up in the system usually stay in the system, and I'd
Till
rather
they
them.
age out.
I'd rather them end up in my good household than say adopting a kid and then adopt a 10-year-old or you know something like that, and then raise him for 8 years and then he's gonna go fuck off and forget about me.
Well, I mean, wouldn't a foster kid do the same then?
Well, yes, but at least I'm expecting that.
Okay.
No, I mean it's just like I said, it's the fact that like I could be one of those good homes instead of having to see some kids like
Tragic
go,
story.
No, yeah, I
have
get
to
it,
go
dude.
to tragic
Some
shit.
terrible home. Yeah. I respect the hell out of it. I didn't know that was something that you'd ever really considered. I mean, we talk about a lot of shit, but there's a lot of shit that you don't really talk about, that being one of
I
them.
can respect the fuck out of that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's
And I can also respect not wanting to have kids on both of your ends. You know what I mean? Like, that's a life choice that you guys have made together. I respect the hell out of it.
like kids, but
Yeah, good luck getting a foster kid now.
Yeah, but Chim, like,
You're good with
I
it.
I don't have to like them to raise them, right? Okay.
I was gonna say, man, like
Fucking trench bowl over here.
I've seen all three of you guys
I mean, look at the youth.
interact with my kids, and like John, like I 100% respect both of you for not wanting the kids, but like you could be a good dad if that was ever something you guys ever wanted to do.
I have
I don't wanna,
patience
like-
for other people's kids because I know at the end of the day, I don't have to do it.
That's fair. I felt that way as an uncle, but Bill and Chim, like Billy, you more so because you've had a lot more one time.
Well, yeah, you've seen it.
You're gonna be a fucking bomb dad.
That's just because kids are fun, dude.
And Chim, something I've seen a little bit, like when my oldest has been around, like you've got to hang out with him. He's a little bit older. He's got that like nerdy quirk to him. You have probably the most adept ability to naturally relate to a child that I think you might take for granted in yourself.
Yeah, I'm still full of my childlike innocence. Can't you fucking tell?
I'm not trying to call you out for being a childish motherfucker, but for being a childish motherfucker, you're great with kids. That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's just because they both can talk about Pokemon cards.
So,
No, that's that's part of my survival mechanism though. Is I had to fucking chameleon to different cliques and different groups so often that like you could be an 80-year-old motherfucker, you could be an 8-year-old. I could still have a fucking conversation with you.
Dude, what's up with the stigmata on your hand? Yeah. Don't touch me with it. Go away.
Gotta get
It's a
some fuck-
blister.
Oh, okay.
He's jerking it off too much.
Oh, dude, you were, weren't you?
Nah, it's a little bigger than that. It'd be like at least up to there.
Well, it's not about the size. It's about where you focus the fucking pressure.
The pressure.
No, I'm not.
Just
no.
been there, trust me.
Just the tip.
Yeah, I'm
If that's what you're into.
sorry. Let me do that for the camera.
Wait, are you right-handed or left-handed?
Like an N64 joystick. I'm right-handed.
So you gotta switch to the left for more torque.
What's the fucking one game on the N64? One of the Mario Party games.
Yeah.
You had to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
The tug of war, and I think it was probably Mario Party 2 or 3,
yeah, I remember
if
that.
I'm
one.
remembering correctly.
Yeah, them Mario Party games could fucking ruin friendships.
Yo,
I have the newest one, and it is still
They-
a fucking blast,
they
and
give
it can
you
still ruin
nicknames, too.
friendships.
they end up coming up with the craziest nicknames. What's the one you like to call me all the time? You and Dubsy, whenever we're playing fucking some Mario Party game and I cheese the shit out of you guys?
Oh, dick fingers?
Yeah.
Dick fingers, yeah.
Dick fingers.
Nice. Okay.
Because I could cheese the shit out of mini games.
Dick fingers. I like it. So,
Chim Chim and dick fingers.
when you guys got back with your mom, at that point, like she was clean from substances. Okay.
As
All
far
right.
as we understood at that point in time.
As far as the state was concerned, yes. As far as in all actuality, more no.
No.
Okay. Were you guys happy to be back home?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
everyone
she
was
made
together.
she had even made a conscious effort to, like, when her and Drake, our youngest brother Jacob's father, got together, they had bought a house in Irondequoit specifically so we could return to the Irondequoit school system where we were at in the first foster home because we liked it so much.
Gotcha. Okay. So she was making an effort for you.
She was
guys.
making an effort for us, yes.
Okay.
Narcotics aside, you know.
Then she started doing the power trip shit.
Well, explain, elaborate.
I was supposed to say, yeah. What
Oh, you don't know?
Context.
what level of power
Context.
trips are we talking? Are we talking in the
The ones where she would disappear for weeks on end.
So we're talking binges. See, that's different. That's not a power trip. That's a binge.
Okay.
Because now we understand addiction a little better. That's a binge.
Okay. So
A power trip.
What
is
the,
when
what the
you're
fuck's a
tripping out.
power trip?
I was thinking about the
Authoritative.
85 fucking cordless phones we went through in that house, the GameCube, and like the 3 TVs.
Yo, that GameCube survived, dude.
No, that GameCube got turned in for full store credit, missing fucking parts, okay? And they were too dumb to check the full bag. That's what happened with that GameCube.
I remember distinctly pulling fuzzes of the carpet out and still plugging that bitch in and playing before.
The whole fucking bottom corner of it was broken off. Because
Okay,
this
so-
bitch just victory football spiked that shit into the
that's what I was gonna
ground.
ask. She would like throw stuff and rage.
Yeah.
Rage.
Cordless phones were her favorite. Like, we literally went through a cordless phone like every week, every other week, something like that. Like, ridiculous.
Okay.
That's why my dodgeball skills is still on point. Okay. What? Okay, we're good.
What's that flying
So-
at me? Phones!
So she's going on week-long binges away from the house, at the house.
Oh wait.
Away.
Okay. And who is Drake in charge of you guys? Is Drake with?
He
Mom?
was doing his full-time job
Okay.
whilst we were all in school, and there was a newborn baby at home.
Oh.
So my senior year, mind you, I'm making honor roll my entire high school career.
Really good for
up
you.
to
I
this
didn't know
point.
that.
And then I lost it because she wanted to disappear on her binges. I pronounce that properly now. And I would stay home with the kid to
Okay.
make sure he was fed while Drake went to work because obviously someone had to pay the fucking bills.
Okay. I'm sorry because that sucks.
That's rough.
It does suck.
At the same time,
But, you know.
honor roll kind of doesn't mean shit.
Oh, yeah.
I
no.
mean, as an adult, like As a kid, to do that as a kid, that's fucking awesome. Keep it up. Do the good work. Do the hard work. But as an adult, like, it doesn't do anything for your adulthood.
No.
Just makes you a better factory worker.
Basically. Toot toot, motherfucker. So
Well, hold on.
it's the lunch break horn, dude.
Look at the progress he's made in his job.
Oh, John's killing it. Don't it's fucking super.
That's the fucking honor roll shit right there, Bob.
Sure is. Hey, teacher,
It's
let me.
work ethic. That's all.
That's
that
that brown nose extraordinaire.
I thought it was the.
Oh my god.
Yeah, those weekend trips up
I was
to
about to say, only in the mountains, baby.
It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games till you hear a banjo. Then it's just broke dick
now.
mountain.
It's all fun
We
and
also
games till my boss sees this episode.
not only is he going to see it, we want him on we want him on for the podcast.
Right. He's going to have to get used to it one way or another. He might as well get, some second
be
degree
a-
burns now.
You
Be
know-
ready for the thirds when
Might
he
be
gets
a
here.
conflict of interest.
You know that I am going to ask him when he gets here if John's ever given you a blowjob.
Oh my god, I hate you. Fucking hate you.
Exactly how far is his nose up your ass?
I
Does
cannot
he
wait.
cradle the balls?
I was about to say, are the balls firmly on the chin or are they hovering?
Does John grow facial hair just for you? Does he make it tickle?
Oh my god.
Maddie, I'm gonna make you fucking tickle in
Hold
a
on,
minute.
here. Speaking to the mic.
I do tell John to please record if anything does happen.
Oh my god.
I want to see.
High five! That's a keeper.
She wants to see how the carpenters handle the hardwood.
Fucking hate you guys right now.
You brought her.
So do you just do
I didn't
carpentry?
bring up this subject though.
Do you just do carpentry or do you do plumbing stuff too? I just want to know if you're good at laying pipe as well as you are as handling wood.
It's done. You're done.
Come on, that was good.
That was solid.
Don't take that from me. Come on.
Yeah, you guys.
What? We didn't do it. That's all you, bro.
It's what happens with a round of butterbeer, I guess.
Oh yeah, you guys got to drink more of that. I forgot about that. I'll be back.
I got a long drive.
You want another glass?
Yeah, I've ditched a pouch in there. So
All right, I'll be back.
That means he needs a fresh cup.
Oh, Maddie, ask questions about childhood.
I mean, I got a cup. We can dive into some of the stories from foster care that are notable.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
So Jim, what is the most impactful story you've had from your childhood?
That was the best segue ever.
Are we talking impactful like my head against the concrete, or
Corner beat of drywall.
I can tell you it wasn't the DARE program.
No, for you, like, what is the most positive, impactful thing that like happened in your childhood, which is what kind of like solidifies you as an adult with your like your drives and your ambitions and your. Does that make sense?
That's a great question, and I do not have an answer.
What the fuck? It is a hard question though.
Most impact, I honestly probably the foster care and shit. Like it's a very it's a positive negative thing. Like negative, like yeah, we had to deal with some fucking shit. Like positive gave me a wholly different world outlook. Like just like half though. Just like the fact that I've always had family there. Like I didn't get separated in foster care. So like I always had at least one brother to have my back, pretty much. Which being like I'm still a small guy, so I was a smaller kid, like constantly getting bullied and shit. Like yeah, I had to deal with a lot from them too. But
We did it for a good reason. We had good intentions. Well, now you can do that though.
See, all that makes me.
I
all
remember,
that,
remember when Gary was trying to chase you with scissors, and I was going to murder that kid. I was going to murder him.
This
If
makes-
anybody chases my little brother with scissors, it's going to be me.
Yeah, that's a story we can go into too. I think we
this,
actually covered it on the podcast.
This makes me want to get you guys and your like brothers like into a bar, and me walk up to this dude at the end of the bar and go, $50? Go punch that one in the face. Then I'm ordering 2 shots of wild turkey and a beer to chase those down really quick because I don't know if I'm gonna have to keep anybody out of jail or if I'm gonna have to come off the high rope. Because I'm just gonna want to watch.
Okay, so
That
you
might
will.
be premeditated murder. On that, just so you know.
So one of the stories relating to a bar fight. It's very very relatable. I'm sure you remember the rec center incident.
Yep. Very clearly.
Yeah, me too.
Nice.
So basically, what started the whole thing was we were with I think we were still with Mr. and Mrs. T at that point.
Yep.
And they had us go to a rec center in the summer. Well, I mean, staying with a black family and being, the way their communities are. You know what I'm saying? We went to a rec center that was mostly not white. There was probably like 2 other white kids in it out of a whole ass rec center that had 80, 100 kids. You know what I'm saying? We were in the pool. It was a hot summer day. We were in the pool. Some kid whipped a battery in the pool at us. And then it was this kid and his brothers. But this kid starts talking crap to me. He's like, "What are you going to do about it, you cracker?" And I was like 8, 9, something like that. So I was like, I don't know. I was like, why'd you fucking throw a battery at me, you burnt cracker?
Jesus Christ, Jimmy.
Wow.
That's terrible.
I've not heard that one before, but wow.
I mean, you don't even realize what racism is at that age,
Yeah,
man.
Nope.
Let alone we're with a black family at this point too. So like, it's not like
That was really just one of those, okay, I don't even know what cracker is supposed to mean, but like,
Right.
if I'm a cracker, you got to be a burnt cracker.
All right, so what happens from there?
So needless to say that they basically gathered up the whole rec center against us like we were racist. So it came to fisticuffs.
The fisticuffs.
All 3 of us against this entire fucking rec center.
why is all I can picture right now Ip Man? Just fucking 100 people.
I mean, we weren't quite that skilled, but we were back to back to back, and we were handling our shit.
That we did.
Needless to say, I don't think we went back to the rec center after that.
Yeah, probably not.
And yeah, like relating to the bar fight, like Billy said, it would probably be premeditated murder if you sent one motherfucker against us. Because even from a young age, we were still cleaning clocks.
I mean, it's different now. A lot of people are trained now as adults, and you get that one motherfucker that takes all 3 of you with no problem. It'll happen.
My luck, I'd pay a fucking black belt and be like, oh,
That's
fuck.
what I'm saying.
Sorry,
Like,
guys.
You paid the wrong guy.
Your problem, you'd pay the black belt and we'd still fuck them up. It's different. It's because we've been together so it's a different thing if we were just 3 strangers, like 3 buddies that like occasionally scrap together.
But you guys,
But
grew up
like
scrapping together.
we've been through mosh pits together. We've been through fucking fist fights together. We've been through some crazy shit like with guns and shit together. So like
Oh my god! Holy shit! Yeah.
our interactions and shit, like we're a well-oiled machine. Like
We make shit.
I'll go
happen, but
low.
It's gotta happen.
Somebody will be going high, and I don't care how fucking good you are, you ain't doing shit.
I still remember that night you got the gun pulled on you, and you were like, "I don't give a fuck." You walked right up to him. You were
was
like,
gonna-
"Do it, do it." I was like, "Fucking Jimmy." Jesus Christ.
Meanwhile, this guy's with his gun like,
Oh yeah, he had him shut. It's like, this guy.
This didn't work out like I thought it was going to.
Right. Don't do it, bro.
It's something about
the
those
fucking
of
wrong
us
ones.
that have just grown up in just the shittiest of fucking upbringings. That someone just like, I'm gonna pop you. You're like,
Okay, I'm
please,
here.
Do me the
fucking do
favor.
it.
I've been
Do
waiting
me
for
the
this for
favor.
like
Come
10
on.
years now.
Fucking end the misery, but motherfucker, if you fucking miss, I'm taking that fucking gun and I'm beating you with it.
That's called depression.
I don't know. I was in a pretty good point in my life. I I don't give a fuck. Pull a gun. If you're going to pull it, use it. Or don't. Because then I'm going to take it.
So being brought up in the inner city like that, I mean, that obviously gave you a different perspective on life. But can you delve into that at all?
As far as like,
Well, as far as like, you know, you're currently in the suburbs and you're working your way to buy a house in the suburbs like Jimmy did. Actually, you're going a little bit even more rural, aren't you?
No, it's gonna be Penfield.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
So suburbs. Now, to see the difference in life between, you know, the suburbs and inner city life, what can you tell us about that? Like, there's a lot of people, and some of our listeners might never have lived in the city. They might not know what it's like to grow up like that.
You ain't missing much.
I was about to say, it's more comfortable. Like, you don't have to always be on edge like you feel like you do on the inner city because, like, everything aside, like, it's fucking violent.
Yeah.
Like, people are mugging people for no fucking reason just because they need the fucking money.
Because they want that next hit.
That too. Like,
don't know if
you
you're
got
walking down the
shit like
street.
that too. Like, whereas, like, it's duller. Like, it's not as lively as in, like, you in the city, you could open your goddamn window and it's better than cable.
There really was.
Sometimes.
Times where
Yeah.
we just sat on the porch and watched, dude.
Like-
dude, this is better than Jerry Springer ever could be.
So, like, you know, there's pros, there's cons. It's just like, you know.
Yeah, dude, I get it.
Um,
like, you're preaching
yeah.
to the choir here.
Fuck, man, this wasn't really even like the inner city, but man, when I first moved, them first couple weeks, I could not sleep. There was no sirens. There was no people beating their girlfriends in the parking lot. Nothing being thrown a couple houses down and shattering off walls. Like, I was like, fuck, it's quiet.
Oh yeah, dude. So, for anyone that knows locally, I lived right on Lyle Ave, like Lyle and Child, right on in the hood, like as loud as it gets in the middle of the night, dude. So when I moved out here to the suburbs, and the suburbs are still loud. Like, to me now they're loud, but then it was silence, dude, and it was weird, really, because it was all the same shit that you're talking about. And I mean, it had to be weird when you moved too, right?
Not really, because my neighbors are right up on fucking top of me still, and I had college kids on either side of me, so
That's
it was
fair.
still noisy
Yeah.
as fuck in my neighborhood.
You did have the college kids. I forgot about that.
It's a little better now.
You guys got to be looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah, I mean the places are a little tighter,
Okay.
but I mean not sharing any walls is going to be so much better.
You know,
Yeah.
I've never actually asked you two, where do you guys live? I've never actually fucking asked. Holy shit, John, I've never...
I've lived in an apartment for the last 10 years of my life.
I was just looking for a town name. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, Henrietta.
Oh, okay.
It's right. It's
Brighton,
like that.
Henrietta.
that edge of
Town
the
Line
city.
Road,
Okay.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Oh, I know the area you guys are talking about.
Yeah. It doesn't
Right
have to
down
get
the
any
road
more
from
personal
Strong.
than that.
I just realized, like, the last couple... I've known you guys a couple years now, and I'm just like, fuck, I've never actually asked. My bad. I'm
You're a
shitty
horrible friend, Matt.
Terrible.
Will I never get invited over for cake or fucking ice cream or anything? Fucking...
We don't
Well,
have
no,
room for
they're gonna feed you
entertainment.
fucking kale and fucking carrots, okay?
No, you can count me as RSVP. No.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Lydia makes some good yams and Brussels sprouts. Was it that you did the one time?
Sweet
That was
potatoes,
fucking.
Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said, Lydia.
I said, well, definitely, people will get invites when we move. 'cause
Nice.
there'll be space.
I was
Let's
only
go.
thinking...
I know, but.
Housewarming party. I'll make more butterbeer.
Yeah, when I can drink it.
Yep.
I'll throw my grill on a fucking a trailer or something.
Yeah, I just got a smoker delivered to my house yesterday.
Tailgate party.
Nice.
I might have to do a little bit of refab on it, but
Can I use
fucking
it?
free. Yeah, I don't fucking care.
What kind of smoker did you get, bud?
I don't know. Like I said, it got delivered. Yeah, I didn't buy it or nothing. That somebody had one and they got a new one and they just dropped off the old one. So I haven't really even looked at it, and I haven't had time. Like this is why I haven't done shit in the last week. Mike D. Shout out to
Oh.
Mikey.
Oh,
Well, thanks, Mike.
cool.
But yeah, dude, we could make it work, like for sure, whatever it is.
I know. I just haven't had the time to look at it.
Okay, because I'll borrow that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Dude, you don't think I'm excited? Like when he's like, "Yo, I got a smoker. Do you want me to drop it off, or I was gonna scrap it, or whatever?" He said. I was like, "Fuck no, I'll take it."
Yeah, if it works.
So I am planning on, hopefully, I still got to talk to the wife about it, doing a Friendsgiving thing at my house this year. I want to throw a turkey and smoke it on my pellet smoker and have some people over. I feel like that'd be fucking gnarly.
I'm in for it. My uncle did a smoked turkey a couple years back.
I'm gonna be talking to you a lot in these coming weeks because I know nothing about smokers.
I'm still learning, bro.
It's okay. You both,
Get a cookbook.
You both can call me. I got you.
That's everything I've been learning. My buddy, you remember the big farm kid from my birthday party?
Mhm.
Yeah, my birthday gift, he bought me a fucking Pit Boss cookbook.
Nice.
And I've been fucking trying shit out of there.
Well, I mean, I know how to operate it. I know like the basic, like I just like what's good in it, what's not.
And hold the fuck on. Why are you going to be calling me for cooking advice? This is backwards.
Like I said, I don't know anything about smokers. When you get classically trained in culinary, they don't have a fucking smoker sitting in the kitchen, bro.
Low and slow.
Yeah, well, it also depends on what you're cooking and how.
Like I said, I
It's
just
always
like
low and slow.
meat
yes,
types and
but-
shit to go in there, and like
Oh,
you know, like
you
what.
can really put whatever you want in there, dude. To
Okay.
be honest, like especially as far as meat goes. I mean, you don't want to do liver, although I'm sure someone out there has a liver recipe.
Oh, bro, I could do liver. I guarantee it.
But no, you can put pretty much any kind of.
It's just gonna be wrapped in bacon, like
of
3
food in there.
layers.
I think you can even smoke certain seafoods. I
Yeah.
know you can smoke fish and stuff.
Smoked salmon,
Yeah.
super good.
So, but that
I haven't made it,
You
but-
have to cook at a little different temperature. It's just all about your temperature gauges and how you're cooking it. And some things need to be wrapped, and some things don't. And it really
gonna be a
depends on
learning
what cut you
process, got it.
Yeah, yeah, it is for sure.
So my favorite thing so far I've done, it's going to sound really fucking cliche, but I smoked
2 fat bongs.
ribeyes.
Oh yeah,
I smoked like 8 ribeyes on the grill after seasoning them with salt, pepper, garlic powder. Then I let them sit, let them like the seasonings absorb. And I bought this $1.99 fucking cheap ass marinade from Tops and threw the steaks in it, let it sit over for probably like 32 hours total. They sat in the fridge and that shit. And then took them out, let them get to like room temp, got the smoker ready and threw them on and just let them sit.
Sounds like you ruined some ribeyes, but
I would agree with you, but they might have been delicious.
No, like the marinade, they didn't come out like super marinade either. Like after sitting on the smoker, like they held the flavor, but like that like more absorbenty feel
So
that you get.
personally, I would tell you with ribeyes, if you're spending the money, cook them like a ribeye. Don't marinate them. Just kind of fucking throw your seasonings on, grill them up. I'm just saying. But
Everybody has their own methods,
Yep.
and this was just like a random
But-
one that I was just like, science, bitch, we're gonna experiment.
do that shit on your
And-
cheaper cuts. That's all I'm saying. Because the marinade help break them down and make them softer.
ribeye don't need that help. And I was about to say you threw the other nitpick I have to say is you threw 8 ribeyes on there. Why not just get a small fucking
you
prime
can.
rib and throw it on there?
I couldn't get what I
It depends
wanted.
on what
So
you're
my
marinating.
original.
So
I was gonna do a sweet honey sriracha tri-tip, and I was gonna get 2 tri-tips, and I was gonna smoke them. However, I went to 4 different fucking butcher shops and could not find a tri-tip.
Did you go
Anywhere.
to Triano's?
Triano's was the first place I went. I went to Triano's, the place in Brockport that my buddy's little sister's fiance.
After
owns.
the second place, you didn't just call around?
No, I like to go places, man.
I like to waste my time and
He likes
effort.
to spend the gas money.
I'm gonna go places, see people, talk to people, kind of person. Like
You're an extrovert.
certain scenarios. No, but like when it comes to like actually actively like trying to seek something out like that, I like to go and I like to talk to people because maybe it's not going to be a tri-tip. Maybe they're going to suggest something else. And like the ribeye was just, ended up going back to Brockport, talking to that same kid. And I was like, yeah, I don't really know what to get. And I was trying to get him to like show me what he had. And he's like, well, since you know his sister, he's like, I'll give you a really good deal. So I got the 8 ribeyes for $60.
That's a pretty decent
I got
deal.
a fucking stellar deal. And I was prepped to spend like $120, $140 on meat. So I'm like, dude, you just cut my fucking bill way down. So I gave him a $30 tip.
Nice.
I was like, boop, right in the jar. I'm like,
Well, you're gonna go back and get 8 ribeyes for fucking $60 again. That's what's gonna happen.
I was like, holy fuck.
That's how you made yourself a butcher.
And they fucking turned out mint. And I did, instead of doing the sweet honey sriracha on the tri-tip, I did sweet honey sriracha corn on the cob.
Oh, that sounds dope.
And I wrapped it in foil and I threw it on the smoker when I was pulling the meat off because corn doesn't have to sit on there for very long.
Right.
I forget what else
Pickles.
ended up getting made. No, it was mac and cheese. But Mel did that. She did her homemade mac and cheese. And that's what we had for her birthday dinner.
Nice. Nice. How long we
was about to
how long
say.
we got there, John?
1 hour and 35 minutes.
It's about that time. You got
I was gonna say, Maddie, like, no wonder why you don't get laid. She had to cook her own birthday dinner. The fuck?
She cooked one aspect and she wanted to.
Well, that's different then. Lead with that next time.
I wasn't just like, hey, you're making this. I was like, hey, so like I got this. This is going. I'm just trying to figure out. And she's like, well, what if I just make my homemade macaroni and cheese? I'm like, do you like? You don't. It's your birthday. You don't have to cook. You didn't. Well, actually, I cooked on my birthday. But like I was like, it's your
you're a
birthday.
man. You're supposed to.
I know. I'm just picking. She listens.
We don't get the same privileges.
So I was like, it's your birthday. You don't.
You're a
have
man.
to.
Fuck your feelings.
Tell that to John. John, you're a man. You don't get those fucking privileges. Cook your own dinner. You don't know how to cook?
What?
You're a grown man who doesn't know how to cook? No
That's why
wonder you're
you're
not joining
skinny.
in on this conversation.
We're about to end the episode. I
No,
thought,
not
right?
anymore. We're not. Hold on. Not anymore. No, we're not. We're fucking putting the headphones back on.
Thank you, Peanut Gallery.
Thank you, Peanut Gallery.
Dude.
Seriously, as a grown adult, you really don't know how to cook?
I
bro?
know how to cook a few things.
Yeah, but like,
Hot dogs and macaroni and cheese out of the box don't count.
no.
No, I can do more than that.
Yeah, what? So, like, what are some things you can cook?
A grilled cheese.
Listen,
You
I've
wanna
had
lay out
some
the
really
whole menu here, dude?
Yes.
I've had some really shitty hamburger helper, and I've had some hamburger helper by people that like didn't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yep.
Well, yeah. It's called season your goddamn meat.
Yeah. No, I'm the cook in this relationship, and that's okay.
Okay, that's fine and dandy and all, but you.
Nah, because I'll leave, like, and he'll not cook himself a meal. And it's
I know how to cook.
Okay, but
I
that's
don't
that's
like
fine.
to
We're
cook.
guys. That's different.
We will starve to death.
Yeah, when we're alone, it's different. Okay.
Right.
No,
We
dude,
will chew
I-
on our own crusty cum sock before we make ourselves a meal.
I'm not going that far.
Yeah, no, that's
No
that's you.
fucking way am I going that far.
I was gonna say like I'll fucking squeeze mustard out of the bottle before I actually cook a fucking meal. Okay.
I'll lick the fucking ice off the wall of the freezer before that.
Right, come on now.
Jesus.
I get like a crazy high of dopamine. Like if I cook for people and people go, "Holy shit! Like this is good."
Yeah.
Like I get a huge like sense of like joy and accomplishment out of feeding somebody and seeing them. That sounds like a weird fucking.
well,
I can cater to that market.
so I get it. I get it. You're at work all day and you're a stay-at-home wife, and I understand that dynamic. But at the same time, like, don't you want to know how to cook some things? Like, especially when you get a grill here. Like, isn't that going to be a thing?
Grilling and cooking is different.
in a little bit.
No, it's not.
I can cook things.
Well, I'm not saying you can't cook things. I'm not saying that you're going to burn the house down, but I'm saying, like, don't you want to expand your horizons on, like, your cooking aspects, especially if you're going to get a grill?
Okay, so fuck the grilling. I'm just curious. So like, if right now, like, I would take you to the grocery store and be like, all right, pick out. I will pay for it. Pick out your ideal meal that you can cook for us, and we'll sit down. We'll have some laughs, and you can cook us a meal, and we'll have a great time. What would be the meal that you would pick to cook for us?
No help from me.
Oh, jeez, dude.
Yeah, just you in the kitchen, you doing your own thing, us shooting the shit, having a good time, making it fun. Like, what would be the meal that you would cook?
We'd be lucky to get cheese and crackers.
That's what I was thinking. Anybody got a better
I
helper?
can't think of a fucking full meal.
Would it make it easier for you if, like, I shared a meal that I would cook for you guys?
I would probably do some pasta dish.
Okay, that's on
That's
the
acceptable.
simple side, but yeah, that's a meal, dude. All right, so here's the thing. We're gonna start doing a fucking when the weather gets better. We're gonna start grilling out. And
Dude, I'm with it. I'm fucking all about
because
it.
dude, you gotta learn how to cook on the grill, like at least.
Open flame too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, put all the weird shit aside, dude. You're gonna want to know how to make fucking. You guys eat pork chops,
I can never cook them right. That's something I can't cook.
but
so.
but would you if he could cook them on the grill?
Yeah.
Would you eat pork chops?
Yeah.
With steaks, chicken,
Pork
piece of shit?
chops, grilled corn on the cob, and
I'm not busting your balls, dude. I'm
Well, I mean, and when I go up north with the boss all the fucking time, I help him cook too. He's not cooking everything by himself.
well, yeah. I'm not saying that you're completely useless in a kitchen, but like if I just feel like, I mean, that's a really gratifying like basic male instinct. Is
Oh,
like
I've told
you're
her I wanna
cooking
get a
on the
grill, yeah.
Just like something about being in front of that flame and like food for family make
Right.
happy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
hearth at home.
Fuck the family. Food for me.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's just something about it. Like I really enjoy cooking for my wife and to provide for my family in that way. It does. It releases a dopamine in a way.
It satisfies that old school hunter gatherer
Yeah.
itch.
And even like the butterbeer, when you guys said it tastes good, like that releases a small dopamine hit for me. It's part of being human. Like we did something that is enjoyable for our community.
Like,
You know what I mean?
for me, I don't know if you guys have ate with me plenty of times now. Like, I've cooked for you guys have cooked for me. When I've cooked for you guys, has anybody ever noticed how I won't take the first bite? I wait for either a family member or like a guest to try it first, and my first question is, how is it?
Not me. I'm in the kitchen fucking picking from the plate and shit. Is this shit good before I put it out there?
To that point, yeah. Like, do you not taste your food as you're cooking it?
No, I do, but how I perceive what I made, I could be like, man, this is the
Okay, I
greatest
just
thing
had to make sure that was clear.
No, I will.
Long story short, just had to make sure it was clear.
Yeah, no, I'll try what I'm making, but for me, if I'm cooking and I know I'm cooking to cook for other people, it stops being about how my palate is. Like, I want to know, are you enjoying my food? What about my food are you enjoying?
See, that's
Is it
where
just one aspect of it, or do you? Are you
I'm very much like, well, then I won't make this again for you next time if you don't like it. Just plain and simple.
no, I'm
You know
I'm
what I
that
mean?
way
That's-
too. But like,
yeah.
whether or not you're gonna tell me, dude, this is great. You did an awesome job. Awesome. But if you tell me, I probably wouldn't eat it again. Like, thank you for cooking, but like, I don't particularly care for it. I might take a little bit of a pang of like, fuck. But I'm not going to be offended that you told me that. I'm going to feel
Maddie's
like I
gonna
let
go
you
in the
down.
fucking bathroom and start crying.
I was about to say, hey, Maddie, make me some food, and I'll give you the real schnob experience if you want it.
Well, keep in mind, like, don't go giving me like super complex because I'm still a gradual learning.
Well,
I'm on my own.
I know,
cooking.
but if you want like an honest opinion, I can give you an honest opinion.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
can-
I gave him an honest opinion. You made mashed potatoes one time, and I didn't like them. I told you.
This was my first time making mashed potatoes.
Yeah, and I was okay with it, and we discussed that.
depending
I
on how much
wasn't a fan.
food you're trying to have me test, if I spit it out, it's not necessarily bad.
Yes, it is. Don't spit on somebody's food, you asshole.
And when I do cook, I try to keep it.
I'm
in, like,
sorry, that's how I
basic-
was trained. If the chef didn't like your shit, he spit it out with force. If he did like it, he just had 100 fucking dishes that day, so he's just drooping it
Yeah,
out.
well, any normal person, any fucking normal person wouldn't do that shit. Christ.
Especially if I'm like cooking and if I accidentally over season something, like, I want to know.
What do you got there, Johnny?
Paper.
Did you show the
I'm
camera?
just gonna make the fucking stories longer. I don't give a fuck.
Did you show the camera?
Billy's gonna give a fuck because he's gonna have to start editing them out.
So
Truth be told, do you want to know why my stories are more long-winded?
shoot.
I was
Maddie.
never allowed to talk.
Well,
I
we're
was
not
al-
trying to stop you from talking.
No, I'm just
don't
saying.
ever think that.
It's a complex. I struggle now with adult. I'm very long-winded when I tell things. If I tell a story,
I'm the same way. Lydia tells me all the time I over-explain a lot of shit I don't need to.
and it comes from like being overshadowed,
it-
over-talked all the time.
Well, for
and
me,
ignored.
it's the being the silent kid. Yeah, trying to make up for lost time, I guess.
That's why we have a podcast.
Yep.
It is, man.
Now, all you motherfuckers got to listen to it. No, you really don't.
you could just hit that button at any time. Or you could be really cool and hit that subscribe button. You could hit that the share button. That one's super helpful.
We like that button.
You could hit that review button. I mean, on Spotify, it's literally just a couple stars. You don't even have to write anything. That one's super helpful. On Apple, little review. Whoa, that fucking goes a long way on Apple.
Bill likes it when you push the buttons.
Oh, I love when you push my button.
I was about to say, you could also email us.
Hell yeah, you
We're
can.
always looking for feedback and or questions or guests. So yeah,
Topics. Yep. Facebook.
Whatever the fuck you got, send it our way.
Facebook's a great one to get a hold of us.
I'm still waiting for some hate mail. Please send me some.
Send hate mail.
Oh my
That'll
God,
know I've made it.
Any fucking mail.
all I can think of is like when we first started, and that person, our little fucking bot person or whatever, was just commenting, saying
talking
shit that
shit?
just like made no sense.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't even have to fucking pop on and like
Oh yeah.
fire
dude.
back. Like I was just like, let it burn.
Only we're allowed to make fun of Maddie. God damn it.
Anybody that tries to hurt my feelings, the only thing I ask is you don't get too upset when I hurt your feelings more.
That's the whole point of the show. Try
Impossible.
not to get butt hurt. You know what I mean, dude?
Because I like to make people mad. I like to offend people.
Okay, Tom McDonald, sit down.
Speaking of Tom McDonald, if he ever listens to our show, like that is a motherfucker I would like to have a conversation with. Tom McDonald and Jelly Roll. Two people right off the top of my head.
Tom McDonald?
Yeah.
Why?
He just seems really fucking interesting.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of I'm thinking of a very different guy.
Like hearing a lot of his like earlier music and like the videos he put out when he talked about like his struggles with addiction, like how he overcame things to get to where he is and being a successful musician. Like, fuck yeah, I want to talk to people like that.
Wait, you guys have seen 40-Year-Old Virgin, right?
Yes.
Yep.
The guy playing music when he's like, if I hear this fucking song one more time, you guys know who? Is it Rob McDonald or some shit like that?
I have no fucking idea. It's
I
been
don't
so
know,
long
who I
since I've
was
seen that
thinking.
movie.
It's been a long time, but that's who I was thinking. I just want to throw out there before we end though, YouTube would be fucking awesome if you guys went over and subscribed to that. And we're also on the thing that rhymes with Bumble but starts with an R. That's a cool one too, but we can't say that on other platforms. On some other platforms. Oh no, dude, you got to be careful about that one.
Oh.
Yeah. So
That's odd, but okay.
everyone knows the Bumble app, right? It's like the dating app. It's like that, but it starts with an R instead of a B. Check that one out. That one's cool. That one's all about like freedom. It's dope.
I know. I think of that word, and all I can think of is running through the woods butt naked and compare cowboy boots with an axe. I was on a rumble in the jungle, baby. Rumble.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Well, let me know how that poison ivy on your dick is after.
Right.
Bye, guys.
Oddly enough, there was no poison ivy.
And that's a wrap, dudes. Thank you for joining us on this wild and wonderful journey through the Dude to Dude podcast. We hope you've enjoyed the laughter, the insights, and the endless curiosity that fuels our conversations. And remember, the fun doesn't stop here. Stay connected with us on our website and our social media platforms to keep up with the latest updates, behind-the-scenes shenanigans, and upcoming episodes. We're grateful for each and every one of you who tunes in, shares our content, and spreads the Dude to Dude spirit. Your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to continue this adventure together. Until next time, keep being awesome, keep exploring, and keep those open minds wide open, dudes.